Tvarit, we are a Frankfurt-based company founded in 2019, and we focus on metal industry. Our vision is to drive the industry towards zero waste manufacturing and sustainability. So when we say zero waste, means any inefficiency in the plant is a waste, which we try to remove. About Torek, a quick overview. We are close to 50 people. We have a team set up between Germany and India. Most close to half of the people are based in Germany and the remaining are in India. And we have from top universities in Germany like TU Darmstadt and from India IITs. And we have a mix of metallurgists and data scientists. So we are a multidisciplinary team. We have built over last 5 years 160 plus metal AI modules. And these modules are built around 4 domains. One is quality, energy, maintenance, and planning. And these are the focus area for us. We have 20 plus ready-made industrial metal AI solutions for the metal industry, what we have built in the last few years. We also have impacted more than 55 plants. We have raised venture capital close to 9.3 million euro and from top VCs in Germany like Metrowave. And we have also 2 patents in the final application in the area of hybrid AI and transfer learning, which I will talk about later. And we were also rated top 8 out of 490 companies in Europe. So the main focus of this presentation is around how do we maximize the return of Industry 4.0 projects using artificial intelligence. So there are a couple of questions I would like to answer in this presentation. First is why do we need to adopt Industry 4.0 technologies? Second is how Industry 4.0 technologies are viewed from an ROI point of view. Third, what is the industry-wide success rate of Industry 4.0 AI projects? And fourth question, what I would like to answer in this presentation is what are the key reasons that lead to low ROI Industry 4.0 projects? And fifth is, are there any successful examples of making good ROI in Industry 4.0 projects, especially AI projects? So this is just to give you an overview of, this is a study done by Deloitte in which they ask executives from across manufacturing segments. And what is the reason, why do we need Industry 4.0? So there was a good level of consensus where 86% believe that they need it as a driver of competitiveness. 83% believe that this will help them to, do on a product innovation side. And if you can see this, that they really see that more than 10% benefit can come out in safety side of it. And then asset efficiency will increase by 20%, product quality will increase by 30%, and a cost reduction by minus 30%. So this clearly shows that from an executive mindset perspective, which is very essential in manufacturing, there is a really clear basis that this Industry 4.0 is needed. Now we go to the second question. Okay, in this whole thing, what is the ROI? So as you can see here, like 90% or 80% of the pros close to have almost not having much ROI, right? Only 20% of the people projects are meeting the ROI requirement, what is there. So it's a very low number. And now if you go to AI part of it, right, which is even bigger, you can see here that from an AI implementation and AI projects perspective, almost 91% are failing, only 9% success, very low success. And this is from the benefit of both, the benefit realized and also the time and the budget invested. So in both category, it's failing significantly, and 91% failure is a big number for AI. So now the question is, why does it fail? Am I right? I mean, we believe based on our experience that the companies follow a very traditional step-by-step approach. They are not agile at all. They follow a traditional approach, which is they will go and see, okay, what is my strategy? I will really do all my data, then I will do analytics, and then they come to AI. So by the time they come to AI, it's already 3 to 4 years. Because the business value is sitting on the AI side, they end up spending a lot of money before they reach to the AI stage, and then they say, okay, there is no AI ROI in AI. So this traditional approach is definitely one of the major factors why projects are failing. Now, to address these challenges, what are the challenges why this low ROI comes in? So there are 4 key reasons. First is the long pilot phase, which is very common sense for us to know. The longer it is, the ROI drops. Second is the data availability. third is the adoption challenge, and fourth is the remaining low ROI reasons. So first, so challenges at shop floor, why the AI is needed, am I right? That's always a question customer asks us, why do we need AI? So if you can see at the shop floor, this is an example of a metal industry, which shows the entire process, and there are 2.4 trillion possible combinations to optimize it. So there's no way they can optimize the process. So there's always inefficiencies are less. So there, because of the complexity and the scale of the optimization, there's a very clear case that ROI is the only place can solve this problem. Through AI can solve this problem. And then other challenges what they face is that they don't know which parameters are important. So they end up collecting almost all the data, which is not in many cases are necessary. So they put all this infrastructure, everything to collect all the data because they think data is the only way. But you don't need all the data. You need a relevant data. And with our experience of building in hybrid AI, which I will talk in the next slide, we were able to reduce the quality rejection by 50%, energy waste up to 10 to 18% in a very short span time with a very less amount of data. So this is the key part. So whenever we go to a domain, so yesterday only we had a customer who has spent projects with big consulting firms, and they spent almost like $2 million to a project, which did not yield the result. One of the reasons of that failure, which also Tvarit, we as a startup failed in the beginning, classic data science only approach does not work in any of these industries. What we need is a very domain expertise, that you have a domain knowledge, you have a process knowledge, you have a metallurgical knowledge, you have the raw material information. Really domain specific model is the only way you can create value in this industry. And the benefit of this hybrid approach is that you need very less amount of data and your impact is much higher, which means your ROI is very high also. I think this part very well everybody is aware of. The data availability is a big challenge. I think in this also we believe that because your business case is driving the value and you are aware of your data challenges, you don't do the agile approach, you end up building what I mentioned earlier, the whole step-by-step journey, which leads to all these issues. Am I right? So data availability is the issue, but solving it through the entire traditional way is definitely not the right approach. Second, we feel that there's a centralized data platform required, like solution like Litmus or any other like similar, where the data can come to one place and there can be some level of standardization is definitely needed. And then there is techniques to build synthetic data also, which is only possible if you have a domain knowledge. If you do not have a domain knowledge, there's no way an AI company can actually create a synthetic data for the domain. But if you do have, you can do it, and you can use the data to also do the transfer learning part of it. Wherever the data is not level, you can use the synthetic data. And as a combination of transfer learning and synthetic data, you can solve the problem also. So this is an example of a transfer learning. So when we started, now we are in 8 countries spread across. Each time we had to rebuild the model. Over time, we realized that as a product company, we cannot scale. So then we decided, okay, we have to build a foundational model. It's a bit like a LLM for metal industry, but it's more driven from, not from a text data, but more of a time series data, specific to metal industry, which allows us to transfer from one plant to another plant, from one machine to another machine, again, with the less amount of data and much faster. Again, high ROI because of that. And then I think this is something which we take it for granted. Okay, adoption challenges are there. We believe that there's a huge significant factor why projects are failing is because of this change management strategy is not in place. So we think that the resistance to the technology, the understanding of that AI, what AI can do for them, and also to make sure that inertia is there. These are some problems what we face. And with having a really good change management strategy, really spending time empathizing with the team that it's their domain, they know it better, and making educational training what AI can do as an advisory model to them. And last one is to maintain there's a clear accountability of the project. So all this combined we have seen, which I will show you the results of our case studies. The success can be really, really good, and AI can actually create the value for which it has a potential for. Okay, so other reasons are because the business case is not really defined many times. You know, the benefits which people say AI can do are not realistically built. That also has a huge mismatch in expectation. and also the cloud and computational costs. So now I think there are a lot of edge solutions which allows you to reduce the cost. So those are the other two reasons why why the ROI is low. And here you can really have a very solid performance management system where you can measure each time how to optimize the cost. And also you can apply a lot of cost optimization strategy along the way of the project, which as a startup we have built that scalability of that optimization so that again ROI is lower. So this is just one example of a project what we took care, so in the metal industry where, we have automotive as die casting solution. So this project, when we started, it's with the world's largest wheel manufacturer. They have been trying AI for many years, and they were really struggling to make any impact, but they knew that AI has a value. And in this project, when we picked up the project, there were a lot of rejections. So out of 100 wheels, you can imagine almost 9 wheels were rejected, and they were producing a couple of million wheels. So the problem scale was very high. And we were able to reduce that by 50% quality rejection in a very short amount of time. And this shows that having a very unique approach and an industry-specific approach can actually generate the ROI. These are some quick issues what we face along the way, which we also solved. How do we take care of the data which is not available, which I mentioned available of the particular part. So we also had to deal some of these challenges which were during the project. So this is the result. So you can see like getting 3.5 months, that type of ROI is almost impossible unless you take an agile approach. And also you have an industry-specific approach, and which we believe that AI can really generate a faster and much bigger ROI if it has been done in the right way, which we have been doing as a startup with our customers. So that led to CO2 saving and also 1 million saving in a very short span of time. And these are some more examples to say that it's not just one of outlier example. There are many more examples. So in steel industry also example, we have multiple use cases where the value is coming across what we have done. So this is our presence. So the solution has been deployed in many countries. And because we have deployed in many countries, we have learned the challenges of different countries. And that all has been taken into account in our technology stack also. Yeah, thanks a lot.